Okay. All right. Nice to meet you guys. Do you do any estimating as well? Or, you know, more looking for the jobs themselves?
Yeah, we have an engineering firm, so we go to the state website and then we look for bid opportunities over there for engineering and construction. We have a construction company and engineering company.
Got it. Okay. Um, all right. And is it like all the same people at both?
Yeah, the
Like,
same people.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And for the types of jobs you guys are looking at, I think Pablo and I talked about you guys doing a lot of interior, like renovation work, and then a minimal amount of exterior stuff. Is that about right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, and as far as bidding, you guys do public work. Do you do private jobs as well?
Yeah, both.
Okay. Do you have any preference? Anyone you would rather be chasing down?
Yeah, we like private. Yeah, public is it gets a little
Okay.
complicated, but we
Okay.
done both.
And for private work, so almost all of our private work is new construction, new build, for 5,000 square feet or more. Or, sorry, do you hear stuff in the background?
Yeah, no,
No?
I
Okay.
thought that it was my speaker. I was trying to like look for like
No, sorry. It might be me. Wait, hold on. Um, did this help or make it worse?
no, it's the same.
Same? Okay.
Yeah, let me see if
Um,
let me see if it's the headphones. Maybe with the headphones.
okay, sorry.
Hello.
Sorry, I was just fixing that. Okay. Um, all right, so sorry, that was my bad. Um, so for bidding, are you looking to primarily be like a subcontractor helping with the private work, or are you looking to be the GC on private jobs?
The GC, we have subs. So
Okay.
yeah, Paul just sent me the link, but I'm not really like familiar with your company. What do you guys do?
So we are a project leads service. So Pablo met one of our reporters at a bid opening. We report on public and private jobs that are happening in Long Island, New York City, and we also cover Jersey. But Pablo let me know that we would just be looking at Long Island and New York City. Um, I'll be honest, he said that you guys were looking for probably smaller work. Most of our private stuff is, since it's new build, it's large scale. It's at least 5 stories or more, at least 10 units or more. Um, like we do have some renovation work in New York City specifically, but for renovation, it has to be 20,000 square feet or more or happen over 3 or more floors. So scale-wise of the work, I think it might be a little big for what you guys are looking for, to be honest. Um, so given that, is that something you guys would want to still take a look at, like private new build, or are you looking mostly for renovation?
Yeah, we're more familiar with renovation, but we open to new work. Yeah, it's a little big. But
Okay.
what about the public work?
Public work, we report on all public work. So we really anything that's being put out to bid by a public agency on the municipal level, school districts, purchasing departments, from villages, towns, cities, to the state level, federal level, we report on that on all that work. So I can definitely show you the public stuff that we have. One of the things that Pablo was asking our researcher about at the bid opening was he was placing a bid on a rebid, and we have the original bid information in our system for our clients to be able to see. So the low bidder bid on the original job as well, and their bid on the rebid was just a little bit higher than their original bid. So that was really helpful information for our clients to have, knowing where the price was going to be coming in at. So I'll tell you a little bit about CIS, who we are, how we got started. I'll share my screen with you, and we'll look at some jobs together, and you can kind of tell me if it's the stuff that you guys are looking for.
Uh,
All right, so we were started in 1991 by my grandfather, and he was a civil engineer in the city. He did some heavy highway jobs there. He did the renovation of Grand Central Station. He did Yankee Stadium in 74. He did the Queensboro Bridge. And then back in Jersey, he did some townhouse developments, commercial buildings, stuff like that. And he was using a lead service while he was doing all of that work, but he wasn't finding out about jobs in time to put together a bid he was happy with. He was finding out about jobs after his competitors had already gotten involved in the projects. And he had to go through every single project to find stuff that had anything to do with him or his company or the type of work that he was looking for. So he teamed up with my mom and they started CIS together. And he designed our lead source from his perspective as a project manager and estimator and engineer and those decades of experience he had in the industry. So I just shared my screen with you. Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, perfect. So this is an account that I set up specifically for Pablo, but you guys can all have your own account set up so that you can all create your own custom project reports and get your own daily email of project leads, track your own stuff. We can set you up with that. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Oops. So this is your desktop. It's like your home page. So any project reports that we create or anything that we're tracking today is going to be saved to Pablo's account. Your project reports are saved over here. Over on the side, you can search for specific projects. We also have a directory for GCs and subs, material suppliers, equipment dealers, those kind of things. Here you have your tracked stuff. So any contractors you're tracking, whether those are key competitors of yours or GCs that you like to do sub work for that pay you one time, don't beat you up over price, that kind of thing, that will be saved for you over here. And any projects you're tracking are saved over here. So any updates on either one of these tracked files, you'll be notified about that. And this is real-time project information, usually starting around the middle of the day. Our reporters will have entered new jobs and bid results for jobs, and that will show up in here in real time. So I'm going to start with the daily email. The daily email is just a small snapshot of all of the newly added jobs and the newly updated jobs in our system for that day. So it's for our clients to check in the evening, make sure that they know about all of the new project information in the system, and go through that. So we break our jobs up into 5 different bidding stages: pre-planning, planning, and negotiated stages. Those are pretty much all going to be private work. And like I said, almost all the private work is new build. In New York City, we report on some renovation stuff. Out to bid and bid results is pretty much all going to be public. So I'll start with the private so we can go through that, see if it's the right fit for you. Pre-planning jobs are private jobs that are in their very early stages. These jobs just hit the planning boards. They haven't gotten any approvals yet or permits. They're very conceptual at this point, so it's definitely too early for you guys to be getting involved. But just as an example, we have a hotel going up in Hampton Bays. It's a Hilton hotel. And here we have a Fifth Ave development in New York City. But again, both very early stages. I'm going to move us over to look at planning jobs, see some stuff that's a little further along. Here we have a new residential building going up in the Bronx. I'm going to take a look at this. This one's new. So this job we published today. It's a Harrison Ave residential project in the Bronx. We tell you who the design firm on the project is, Node Engineering and Consulting. And then here at the bottom, you look for the description of the work to see, the scale of the work included. They're demoing a 2-story residence to construct an 8-story, 79-foot tall, 20,000 square foot residential building with 28 units and a 30-foot long rear yard. This is definitely on the smaller side of, it's not the smallest private job that we'll report on, but it's on the smaller side, especially in the boroughs. Is this scale-wise, like too big, just right? What do you think?
Well, this one in the Twin Drywall Electrical is a little big for us,
Big?
just
Okay.
because, yeah, it's a little big for us.
Okay, got it.
But this
So
one
I
is an
just,
8-story, right? Yeah, it's already 80
yeah,
feet tall. Yeah, it's a little big.
okay. So either way, this is a good example of a new job. As soon as we find out about a project, we get it into the system as quickly as possible. So the planning notes for private work tell you where a job is at. New build permits filed and placed under examiner review a couple days ago. We find out about private work. One of the major ways is by our team of reporters attending town hall meetings or planning board meetings, zoning committee meetings to find out about permits being filed for, plans being submitted for approval, demo permits, new build permits, stuff like that. And once we get all that information, we get it into the system right away. Once we have that, then we start updating those projects with more information. So this is another job in the Bronx. Here we have the planning notes. This has been in here since June of 2025. Demo permits back in June, new build permits also back in June. They were objected back in September. Demo permits were issued, and as of recently, demolition is underway. So this is what a job that's been in the system for a little longer will look like. The planning notes will update you the timeline of the work that's been happening, if they've finally gotten started. New Line Construction is the demolition contractor on this job. So here we have, for the description of the work on it, they're demoing a 2-story structure to construct a 6-story, 59-foot tall masonry-based building with 16 units. Is that also still too big?
No, that one seems a little more doable. So you guys, when you get all the info, you log it into the app or the program, but then, okay, so we're interested on bidding on one. So you will post all the information for bidding, or that will be something that we'll have to go and chase.
So for private work,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
something
yeah.
that you would go chase. Yeah,
Okay.
so for public work, we since public projects, the information being publicly accessible, we're able to get so much more information.
Yeah.
That's all in there. For private stuff, our reporters are hunting down these jobs, to dig through, newspapers and websites and stuff to find out about this stuff. So we let you know about these jobs going on. But I am very upfront with anyone who gets started with us to look for private work through us that you have to be a hunter about it. We tell you, okay, Node Engineering is the design firm on this job. Here we have a phone number for them. What kind of work do they have going on? They have 9 jobs in planning. Here we have some names too. So if you do call about Topping Ave Residential, you're calling Node Engineering, you're asking for Jakov Zarek. So, while you are making cold calls, you are calling with more information. You're calling and saying, instead of saying, hi, do you have any jobs for us? You're calling knowing a job that is already the right size for you. Hi, I saw you started demolition on this job. Can I speak with Jakov about the Topping Up Residential project? That's something that we could handle. Can you send us the plans? If you get someone on the phone, you have this list of other jobs that they're in the design stage for. That you could also talk to them about if you already have them on the phone. That's our big work smarter, not harder motto for the private work. Private work is really hard to get yourself involved in because it's so relationship based. Once you have someone on the phone, jump on that opportunity and make the most out of the conversation and by having all of this information in front of you. But yeah, that's a good question. It is, we tell you about the job and then it's yours to hunt down and pursue. You can see previously bid here. These are jobs that have already been completed that they were the design firm on or is in progress or at the very least has a general contractor awarded the project. All right, so I will go back. So this one being a little bit closer to the right size, demos underway. They do not have a general contractor awarded this project yet, just a demolition contractor. So you can track this job so you can go back and easily find it and go into Node Engineering and Consulting. You can also see these are clients of ours who have listed themselves as interested in getting involved in this project, Mount Olympus Restoration, Planet Waste Services. You can list yourself as interested as well so that if anyone of our clients sees you on here, recognizes you, has worked with you in the past, can bring you into the project, and that's kind of a good way to get your name in there networking wise. It can be helpful. So I'm going to go back. So again, this is just today's daily emails. So for today, there's one new planning job and one updated private planning job, but these are not all of the private jobs that we have in the system. Once a private project has a general contractor awarded the job, we move the job over to the negotiated stage. So these are jobs that are either in progress or haven't started yet. This one hasn't started yet, but it has a target start of December. Um, I'm guessing these jobs are a little too late if you're not really looking to be a sub on private stuff.
No, no, yeah, we go as you see.
Okay.
I mean,
So
it
in
will
that case,
depend. Yeah, it will depend on the scenario. To like right now, we're going into like another job as a sub for data. So but we have a relationship with our data guys. So we're going as a team. It will depend on the scenario.
okay, got it. So as for, I know you guys are also an engineering firm. Once a job is in pre-planning, it probably has once a job hits the planning boards, an engineering firm has probably already designed it. So I don't think our private work would be applicable to you for the engineering stuff. I think it would really more be for your construction side. Um, do you have any questions about the private stuff before I move over to looking at public work?
No, yeah, no, we can move to public. And the public stuff is going to be linked to the New York State Reporter website, right?
If that's where it's published, yes.
Okay.
But New York State Reporter is not where all the public stuff is. There's a lot of different sources where public stuff besides New York State Reporter is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so out to bid results. Now we're looking mostly at the public work. We have two teams of reporters. One team that's just looking for private work, going to those planet board meetings, calling the owners and the design firms for updates and following up on stuff like that. Our team of public reporters, they are also broken up into two teams, and one team is just looking for new jobs. Their whole all day, every day, they are checking every website and going through newspapers. We still go through stacks and stacks of newspapers daily to find jobs as soon as they are put out to bid, so that we get them into our system for our clients to see right away with as much time as possible before the job bids. So I know the project that Pablo met my coworker at was a SUNY Old Westbury job. So I'm gonna take a look at this one. It's new. We published this job today. This job bids on December 10th. We tell you where it's taking place in Old Westbury and Nassau County. The owner of this job is SUNY Old Westbury Purchasing Department, and we tell you where you can go to get the plans. Here's a link to it, or you can send in an email request to procurement@oldwestbury.edu. A contact person for the project. Pre-bid meetings. We'll always let you know if a pre-bid meeting is mandatory by putting it in bold letters at the beginning. So it'll look like this: when, where, what time.
And it's good
Um,
because everything is there. You don't have to go through the RFP. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
it'll give you the basics of what you need to know from the project details page. I don't know if this applies to you guys. Do you have any kind of certifications like DBE, WBE, MBE,
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, we had WM.
WBE?
Yeah.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
WMB. Yeah.
Perfect. Um, And so
Construction.
then in that case, we'll let you know if there are any sort of requirements for certifications on the job. Here are some notes about it, some keywords of work included, doesn't mean it's everything. And then here is a description of everything included in it. So painting, electrical wiring, data boxes, new tech, floor tiles. Does this seem like something that could be the right fit for you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So then in that case, I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to track it. I know that so I just want to point out here we have the owner, SUNY Old Westbury Purchasing. You can go to an owner and see their project history. So right now, SUNY Old Westbury's purchasing department has a job in its very, very early stages. A new child care center is way down the line. You can also see what jobs they have out to bid right now, just this works project. And you can see what they've bid going back 2 years. So the job that Pablo met my coworker at is this SUNY Old Westbury Campus Center steel refurbishment job, this rebid.
Yeah.
Our clients were able to see the original bid information. So in August, this job bid for the first time, and they were able to go into here and see Arista Renovations bid was 195.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the rebid, I think their bid was something like 199 and they were the low bidder.
Yeah.
So having this information is really valuable if you are bidding on a job and you can see, okay, Arista Renovation, they're holding plans on the job again. They bid 195 last time. I should probably aim to at least keep my bid under 195. That'll probably help my chances. Then, our clients being able to see that, that would help them come in as the low bidder on it.
We don't get to see the pricing until like after we bid, and they send us the email. So having the number before, that's an advantage. So we were
So
like,
they,
okay, they send you the number by email, but after you did the bid, so you don't know. But if you have it from before, if it's a rebid,
But this one is the previous.
yeah, from previous, yeah,
yeah.
but like you just like, okay, so it was like in this range, maybe I can like, yeah, it's helpful, it's helpful.
We also will link if this job were a rebid in the notes, we would have a link to the original bid information. So that's something too. So I tracked this job. So now, again, this is new, so it's going to have a lot of updates. We have jobs typically being updated 4 or 5 times before it bids. As we add plan holder lists, more detailed descriptions, if there are any important addendums that our clients need to know about, like spec revisions, changes in bid due dates, we'll include that in the notes and you'll be notified about that. You can also click Contact CIS from any project details page. So if, for example, Pablo met our reporter at a bid opening, we have a lot of reporters who attend bid openings in person. We call them our feet on the street reporters. If there are a lot of jobs bidding in a single day, and we need to start prioritizing which bids we're going to in person and which ones we're following up for bid results with a phone call the next day, if you need us to prioritize bid results for a certain job, you can hit Contact CIS, send in a message to your client services rep, Laura, and say, hey, Laura, can you please try and prioritize these bid results? Or if you have a question about the bid opening or any kind of thing that you need some sort of follow up on from a reporter to double check for you, then we can do that. All right. So you can also see just from the daily email who the owner of the job is, where the job is happening. Here we have cost estimates for some jobs. If you see a cost estimate, it came from the owner. We will never make up a cost estimate. So if you see it, it was verified and confirmed for us by the owner themselves or provided for us by the owners. We also have a playground upgrade from the SCA. We have a fire pump and standpipe removal job. All right. And then under these new jobs, we have the updated projects. So these are jobs that have been in the system for a while and are getting new project details updated on the details page. So let me know if any of these jump out at you that you want to take a look at. I don't know if you do a decent amount of work on schools in Long Island, but here we have this one. Price wise, is like $1 million to $2 million a good range for you, or is that too large?
No, that's a good range. Yeah, we did one lab for LIU that it was like 2.6 at the end of the day. So that would be, it was a nice project.
Okay, perfect. So let me know if any of these in particular jump out at you that you'd like to take a look at. We have a new fitness center here as well. Kitchen and bathroom renovations.
Let me see. Can we see the playground upgrade? What are they doing over there? The first one that you have over there.
Playground.
Yes. Oh,
This
that's
one?
a school construction.
Yeah.
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 Are you guys approved for SCA jobs?
No, that's why we were just talking now, because the engineering form is, but the construction is form is not yet. Yeah, so maybe
Okay,
we
got
can
it.
just go back on that one.
Okay, got it. All right. Okay. We also have rehab, painting, structural repairs. Oh, this is for a bridge. Never mind. Demo, Lincoln Tunnel Bus Terminal, security access, interior renovation and window. Oh, this is a $10 to $11 million job. Never mind. Capital projects at a high school in Merrick.
That sounds good.
Come home.
Uh-huh.
This one?
Yeah, let's see that one.
Okay, so this one we published last week. It bids on December 10th, $2 million cost estimate, where you can go to get the documents. information about bid bonding, pre-bid meeting on the 25th. If there are multiple contracts, we'll also let you know that. So this one has a GC, a site construction, and an auditorium reconstruction contract. And you can also see in the description here kind of the breakdown of the cost estimates for each one. So the base bid for the auditorium reconstruction is $700K. The cost estimate that we gave above is for the total bids. So you can come in here to see the further breakdown of it. We'll also let you know about project completion, project start date, project completion.
We work with this guy.
With which
Yeah,
one?
with the plumbing guy. We work with
Oh,
with those
Macaron
guys. And,
Plumbing?
yeah, we work with them on a
Yeah,
project.
they're a client of ours. They have been for a while. Do you do work for them, or they're just also
No,
a sub on
we
a
use them
job?
as a sub. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. So this is what a plan holder list will look like. So these are the contractors who have picked up the plans and specs on the project and are likely putting together a price for it. I know Pablo mentioned to me that you guys don't love to do work as a sub because it can be difficult to get paid by GCs on jobs.
Yeah.
But if you have any trusted GCs that you've done work for in the past, you know they pay you on time, they don't beat you up over price, you like doing work for them, you have a good relationship with them. I don't know if you recognize any of the contractors holding plans on this job.
Yeah, Stasi. We worked with Stasi before.
You did?
Yeah. No, but like now that I'm looking at your site, like this is stuff, a bunch of like networking that you can do.
Yeah, so in a couple different ways. For one, you know, if Stasi is someone you've done work for before and they were a good person you trust doing work for, you trust they're going to pay you, then you can track them. So now anytime Stasi picks up plans on a project, which right now they're holding plans on 3 jobs, or places a bid on a job, then you'll be notified about that. So you can see going back 2 years is what we have bid history in here. They've been the low bid on 54 jobs. Most recently, a couple weeks ago, and here you see their prices as well, but you can also see what they haven't been low bid on. So if you're tracking a key account of yours, then anytime they place a bid or pick up plans, you can reach out to them about getting involved in that job. You can also be more proactive about choosing the jobs that are the right fit for you. So for example, if you have a good relationship with someone who reaches out to you about the jobs that they want you to come help them on, sometimes I do demos with people who say, oh yeah, Stasi calls me for everything. I do all their work for this thing. And we look and they're holding holding plans on several other jobs that would actually be a better fit for them that they probably called a different sub for. Because they're a big company and they have multiple estimators who have multiple favorites, you know. So you can be more jumping on top of stuff. And if there's someone who's asking you for prices for projects, if you put together a price on a job and send it to them and they are not the low bid, you just wasted time and money putting together a price for that. But if you have this plan holder list and you've put together a price for a job, you just send it to all the plan holders. And that's a great way of networking. Instead of calling and saying like, hi, I do this kind of work. Do you have a job for me? You're calling and saying like, hi, this is my pricing. This is what I can do for you. You know, and if you're the low bidder, give me a call. I'd be happy to put something together for that. Another good way of networking is if you're about to send pricing to someone. So let's take a look at Irwin. If you're about to send pricing to Irwin, take a look at their bid history first and do some risk mitigating. Say, okay, Irwin Contracting, they are the low bid. How often? 23 low bids out of 170 bids that they've placed. That's a pretty good bid spread. What size jobs are they bidding? How often are they the low bidder? When they are missing, how high are they missing by? You know, if I form a relationship with them, are they going to be asking me for prices on jobs that they're not going to be getting and I'm just wasting a lot of time with them? Do they leave too much money on the table when they're the low bidder? Are they going to beat me up over price? That kind of thing. So that can all be really helpful insight just from having this plan holder list on a job before getting involved in a project. Do you have any questions about that?
No, Rena.
Okay. Another main thing is tracking your competitors. So I don't know if you recognize any of these guys as people who do the same type of work as you. But for example, let's just go with Milcon. If Milcon is repeatedly bidding on the same types of jobs as you, and you've identified them as a key competitor of yours, then track them. So anytime they pick up plans, you're notified and you can go take a look at those plans and see if it's something that you should be putting together a price on. All right, so I'm going to go back. So this is just today's daily email. So this is all of the new building, additions, rehab, specialty work, project information for today. We can create a custom project report where we're narrowing it down to just jobs that have words like interior, flooring, painting, renovation, stuff like that. But, I think it's also worth looking at the daily email, taking a look at stuff like this. I think this new fitness center could be a good fit for you guys, the 1.6 million. Do you want to take a look at that?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So this job we published back in October in Bethpage in Nassau County. It bids on the 21st. Pre-bid meeting was on the 6th. So here's an example of if we have addendums. Addendum number 4 issued to the specs, bid due date extended. So if there are important addendums, we'll include that. Sometimes the addendums are like nonsense things you don't need to go check, but if they're important, we'll put that in there. And here's more of what a description of the work will look like. It's definitely, if you're interested in getting involved in something, it's definitely worth listing yourself as interested in it because a lot of our clients are on here. Construction Consultants is a client, Eldor, Ashlar, Call Me Electric, Hartcorn Plumbing, HVAC, Inshallah, Irwin, ITS. Okay, a lot of these. And JNS, JP Daily and Sons. So they'll see your name is basically what I'm trying to say. So it's definitely worth putting it in there. I'll track this one and go. And if you're ever bidding on a job as a GC and there's a portion of it you need to sub out, but you don't have a person for that job, or say, there's a DBE requirement on it and you don't have a DBE certified sub that you could pull in on the job, then you can request a sub straight from any project details page. And you can say, okay, this job bids in the beginning of December. I need a price by the end of November. They should contact Luz and give your phone number and the email address for it, what trades you're looking for. If you need specific certifications, okay, I need someone who is DBE certified in New York, and any notes about the job, a description of the work that's included, and then you can publish it and it'll go on our sub request page, which our clients take a look at. So that'll be in there. That's an option. Okay, I'm going to go back. So again, this is the general gist of the daily email for the public work. Do you have any questions about this before I move over to bid results?
No.
Okay. So bid results. These are jobs that have already bid. You can see when these jobs bid. This job bid yesterday. We sent the results out to our clients last night. And these jobs bid at the end of last week. Let's see, prefab, electrical. Let's just take a look at the bid results for this one. I just want to show you what bid results look like. So let's go down. And this is what an example of what quantities might look like to give an example of, drainage systems, utilities, electrical, site distribution, water treatment, stuff like that. And this is what, oh, wow, that was a really good bid. This is what the bid prices will look like. So Stelco, wow, this was close. This is really close. So Stelco is actually also a client of ours. And you can see where their pricing came in at. We get you all of the prices for a couple reasons. One, because we attend the bid openings in person, so we're able to get all those prices in. Two, because we want our clients to be able to see the bid spread and see how much the low bidder left on the table. We get you the bid results and the low bidder. If for whatever reason you want to see who is awarded the job, then from any project detail page, again, you can hit contact CIS. You can send a message. Hi, Laura. Can you let me know who is awarded this project if the low bidder left way too much money on the table? These are actually all clients of ours. We also get you all the bid prices so that we can have that complete bid history for actively bidding contractors. So do you have any questions about bid results?
No.
Okay. All right, so I'll go back. So this is the general overview of the daily email. So we also have a new and updated project since last viewed, and that holds on to jobs since you last opened the report. So if you're not able to sit down at your desktop every day, if you're looking at it every other day, then you're not missing stuff from the daily emails that you didn't take a look at. This index report, this is all the jobs in Long Island and New York City in these two categories of work that are currently out to bid. So this is all going to be public stuff. This you're just going to go through when you first sit down to make sure you know about all of the jobs going on in the territory that could have anything to do with you. Just catch yourself up on everything. And then once you go through this the first time, learn about all the bathroom renovations, the upgrades at the schools and all that stuff, then you don't need to check this index report again. You'll just be looking at the daily email. As for custom project reports, since you guys do kind of general work for the public stuff, narrowing it down by keywords could be a little tricky. So I'll show you what these keywords could look like. Since you guys do kind of a wide range of interior work, so you could do like interior finishes, carpeting, finishing, interior. You could also do doors and windows?
Yeah.
Doors and windows. Let's throw in just renovation, addition. Oh, that's not how you spell addition. Do fit out, fit out. I don't know, any other words coming to mind for you guys to throw in here?
Let me see. What do you have in the bottom acoustical? Well, we did a couple of radio stations too, so we can do acoustical. Yeah, so you just put a keyword, and then once that you have everything selected, then it will show you all the projects with that kind of keywords.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, casework,
So,
we done casework too.
right there we go. Yeah, so this is something that you can go in. I would say for you guys to be honest, it might be worth just looking at all the new build and rehab specialty work added and updated every day because it's probably going to be like 5 new jobs a day. Other than that, it's going to be stuff you've already seen that just has updated project information in it. So it might be worth just looking at the daily email for you guys, not necessarily, the custom project is more for like HVAC contractors or like paving contractors. But let's see what this pulls. Let's take a look. So we're going to make this a public report. Let's look at all the interior reno work currently out to bid, and let's go back 90 days of bidding. We're just going to look at these first two, new build and additions, and rehab and specialty work. If you want to narrow it down by the type of building that you're looking at, then you can definitely do that as well. If you guys like doing interior reno work on schools and colleges or public buildings, you can do that. As for geography, if you guys want to narrow it down, you guys are overwhelmed with work, you just want to stay in Long Island, or you want to go everywhere except for Staten Island, because who wants to go all the way to Staten Island? Then you can play around with where you're looking at jobs. You can also narrow it down by owners. So these are the major agencies that some of our clients have told us they like to only bid work for. So you have the option, if there are major agencies in the city or for the state that you like to do work for, then you can create a report just looking at those larger owners. And then requirements and certifications. You can create a report where you're just looking at jobs that have MWBE certification requirements. And then that way you're able to narrow it down to the bidding opportunities that would be the most profitable for you. So let's take a look what we have in here. So there are currently 84 jobs out to bid that have the keywords that we put in here. I see a lot of renovations and upgrades, replacements, stuff like that. We can switch it so it's a little bit further out. Floor covering, suite renovation, all this kind of stuff. Clinic renovation. So this is a report that you can go through, but since you're already going to be going through your report of all the jobs currently out to bid, it might be worth starting there. So it's up to you. You can play around with whether you'd rather check the daily email or create a custom project report. But Laura, your client services rep, she likes to do training with all of our new clients, and she will, during the training, make sure you guys are set up with the correct reports that are going to be tailoring it to see what you need to see. I think probably you'll end up just looking at the daily email though. Same with bid results, 171 going back 90 days. That's a lot. You can save any custom project reports that you create. You can say all interior and renovation jobs out to bid and bid within 90 days. I'm making this title extremely specific because you can create as many project reports as you want. So you do want to be, kind of narrow it down in there. Next to your reports, you have your tracked stuff I pointed out. So this is where your tracked contractors are, any GCs to do sub work for or competitors of yours. If they pick up plans or they place a bid, there's going to be a little orange notification right here to let you know that there's some activity for you to go in and take a look at. You can also take notes on any contractors that you're tracking about pricing you've sent them, contacts that you have for them over there, that kind of stuff. All right, and as for tracked projects, same thing. If there's an update to these jobs added plan holders, bid results come in for it, there'll be a little flag over there, and you can take notes on those jobs as well. So do you guys have any questions for me? I know I threw a lot of information at you all at once. I didn't show you everything because I don't want to overwhelm you with stuff. And I know I'll upload this video to YouTube and send you guys a link to it so that Pablo can also take a look if you'd like. But do you have any questions for me?
No, that the interface, everything is great. But the main question is like how much is this?
Pricing,
This
yes, the next thing
yeah,
for me to go
that's the
over with you
main.
guys. So for Long Island and New York City, which is what we were just looking at, for the year, it's 8,280 for those two areas, but since you're doing multiple areas, it would take off 1,365. So for the year, it would be 6,914. We do offer an additional discount for clients who pay upfront, and upfront can be, we have some payment plans for upfront payment, which could be 4 payments over 90 days, 3 payments over 90 days. But that would take off an additional 1,037. So for the year, for Long Island and the 5 boroughs, it would be 5,877 plus your tax.
And this is per user or how many accounts can you have?
As many of people who work at the company. So there's no additional cost for multiple users. So that's a good question, and I'll write that into this quote. Do you guys have iPhones?
Yes.
So
Well, yes,
included
some
in,
of them. There's one guy that
okay.
doesn't want to change.
Okay, that's fair. There's always
The
one.
big guy.
But all of our clients also have access to our app, so that's included in your subscription as well. So you can view your custom report, your daily email. You can track stuff all from your phone. So we can make sure you're trained in using that as well. If you do an upfront payment, then you have the option to put your subscription on pause for up to a year. So we have some clients who look for work seasonally, or they can, they might get to a point where they're so overwhelmed with work, they're not going to be looking for new jobs for another couple of months, in which case you just call Laura, let her know you need to press pause, and there's no charge or anything for pressing pause on your subscription. And then you can get started again within the year when you're ready to start looking for work again.
So let's say, okay, we went with the discount. Let's say like it's like the 6K, and then we go 3 months, and then we said, okay, we pause it, but then we pause it until like maybe like until the 9 month. So then we will have to pay like the 6K like in full by the end of that year, or is like it's prorogated? Can we just like take the months that we didn't use for the next year, or how does that work when you pause it?
So when you pause it, you have the ability to pause it. Laura, did you understand you go ahead.
Yeah, so so sometimes it's hard to understand the whole pause thing. So basically, you pay for your annual subscription. So if you sign up, say today, you pay your full amount today, the 63, and then say in 6 months, you're like, we're overwhelmed with work. So in 6 months, you pause the account. That means you still have 6 months left of the subscription.
Mhm.
So you pause the account 6 months from now, and then 3 months after that, you're like, we're ready to come off hold. You still have that 6 months from that point you come off hold to use.
Okay.
So you didn't lose any time by putting the account on hold, and the account wasn't just sitting there. And that's really what the hold feature is for. So like if you're really busy and not using our service, we don't want you to waste the time you paid for. And that's why we give you that hold option.
Okay, got it. So in our case that we have two companies, because like sometimes like this, let's say we do a lot of swimming pools and then they have like all the plans for the building, but they don't have the pool consultant. So we come after they have the proof set and everything else. It will be like maybe like, can we use the two companies on that account, or we will have to get another account for the engineering firm?
That's a good question and something I would ask Laura anyway. So Laura, what's the answer to that?
Is the company, is it the same name and address?
Nah, it's different name and different address.
So yeah, so that would be probably Maya. I would assume that would be a parent-child account. You
Okay.
can set them up that way, since it's the same owner, but it is a different actual company name.
Okay, got it.
Double,
So
I
yeah,
mean,
so
double check with Sue on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's how that works. Those ones always confuse me.
okay. Yeah, they can get a little complicated because we do have a lot of clients who have multiple companies. So in that case, what we do sometimes in that instance is if one of them is kind of like the primary, if you want to set up that second company also with access to the site, then you can have a subscription with them for a quarter of the cost. So it's divided by 4, which lessens it significantly for that second company.
All right. Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
pretty helpful.
Okay, great. And I will let you know we're running a big and it actually starts today. We're running a big end of the year promotion right now. So
Black Friday,
so
Friday sale.
Black Friday sale. That's what I should start calling it. I like that. But anyone who gets started, basically, now going forward, the rest of the year is so you'd be getting started with an annual subscription. So you would be signing up with us. The rest of the year you would get for free. Then your subscription would start officially in January, at the start of January. You would get your year of the subscription, and then at the end of that, you'd get an additional month free. So I know my wording of it, I have yet to perfect how to say it in an unconfusing way, and I can include in my email some more details about what that means, but it's basically an additional 2.5 months for free for the price of 1 year. So the sooner you get started with it, the more free use of the service you'll get. So I want to make sure you know about that right away so you can jump on it after a conversation with Pablo, I guess. But do you guys have any questions for me? Anything else you need other than a link to the recording and the quote sent over?
No, I think that we're good. Yeah, and if we can get the video, then Paul can rewatch it, and then we'll share all the info with him, and
Amazing.
then we'll let him decide.
All right, that sounds good. Is there a better email address for me to send the quote to? I think I only have Pablo's email address. Would you want me to send
Pablo,
it to?
Yeah, you have Paul at plengineering.net?
Well, yes, send it there.
Yeah, that's his main email, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll send it over there. It was really nice meeting both of you guys. If you guys have any questions for me, I'll put my number in the chat just in case. But Pablo also has my phone number to reach out to me. But it was very nice meeting you guys. I hope you guys do get started. I think it would be a good fit for you. And I will reach out to Pablo, make sure he knows that I have the recording for him.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Have a good rest of your day, guys.
Bye.
Thanks,
You
Laura.
too.
All right, take care.